r. So, a couple things that are important about this equation. This h and k, that's your radius. I'm sorry, that's your center. So your center,
Are we supposed to write this?
yep, is h, comma, k. Sorry guys. If this epically fails, then we'll just
That K's
we'll just go to the paper. Yeah, that's a k. Use your imagination. And then r is the radius. So your radius is just r. R is your radius.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Let's give you a picture here real quick of what's going on.
Circles in middle school were so much easier.
Oh, nothing about this.
Okay, so if I give you a circle, let's change the color.
Which one's fit? Oh.
Okay, so we start with a circle. It's got a center. This is your radius. So this is r. This is your radius. Your center is here at h, comma k. And then you've got a point out here, x, y. Here's the equation if you want to find the radius. All right, so if you want to find just r, r equals the square root of h minus k squared plus y minus k squared. Okay, can you see that all right? Okay, good. And if you look, all we've done, if we kind of look at this equation up here, is that's a laser pointer. So we've taken the square root of both sides, and that gives us r. You guys see that? We start here, take the square root, and we end up down here. Does that make sense? This actually should be, this should not be h right here. This should be x. So this instead of h should be actually x. So it should be x minus k plus y minus k. All right, so I apologize. Change that in your notes. That should be x minus k. So in this example, we've got, we want to write the standard equation of a circle, which is the thing that we just learned. And I give you the center and I give you r. Okay? So if I want to write the equation of a circle, given this stuff, remember my equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And I give you h and k, right? So this is h is 0 and k at 0, negative 9. So all I have to do is plug this stuff into the equation. Okay? So I'm going to have x. I'm going to have x minus, what's h?
H is 0.
0. X minus 0 plus y minus a negative 9. So minus a negative 9. And those things are both squared. Equals, my r is 4, so equals r squared. And then the last step here is I just want to simplify this. So x minus 0, that's just going to be x squared. Plus y minus a negative 9, I think that's just y plus 9 squared. Equals 4 squared is 16. So in this one I give you the same instructions. Write the standard equation of a circle, given the center and radius, center negative 2, 5 and radius 7. So if I want to write the equation of this circle, let's try green. That'll be fun. Okay. I know that I'm going to have x minus, well, my h is negative 2 and my k is 5, right? H comma k is my center. So it's going to be x minus a negative 2 plus y minus 5 equals, my radius is 7, so it's going to be 7 squared. Oh, I forgot. All this stuff is squared, right? Okay. So I made it to this point. All I have to do is simplify. I just want the equation of the circle. So I just have to simplify a little bit. This is going to be changed to x plus 2 squared plus y minus 5 squared. That'll be unchanged. And 7 squared is just 49. And that's it.
Wait.
We've got the equation of the circle. In this example, I give you the point on a circle in the center. Okay? Give you the point on a circle and the center. What are we missing, though? That's what we have to ask ourselves. What are we missing from this example? We've got the center, right? So here's our center. Ah, yes, our radius is the question mark. How can we figure out the radius?
You can do r equals square root h minus k squared plus y minus k squared.
Exactly. If we flip back to that equation that we learned in the beginning that I gave you for r is the square root of x minus h. Well, here's my x, here's a y, and here's my h, here's my k, right? So I just label my points, that's my center, my x and y. So we've got x minus h, so negative 5 minus a negative 1 squared plus y, which is 6, minus 3, and that thing's squared. This looks a lot like the distance formula, doesn't it?
I suppose.
Okay, so let's simplify all this stuff. Leave the square root alone. Negative 5 minus the negative 1, what is that?
Negative, or no, say 4.
Negative 4 squared is
16.
16. Plus 6 minus 3 is 3. Squared is 9.
Which is 25.
Okay, so once again, negative 4 plus 1 is 4. Squared is 16. That's where the 16 comes from. And then 6 minus 3 is 3 squared, which is 9. That's where this 9 comes from. Okay. Let's finish this up. So we get r equals the square root of 25, which means r is 5. Cool. All right, now I want to write the standard equation of the circle. Well, now I've got r, right? R is right here, and I've got my center, hk. So let's just do that. So my equation is x minus a negative 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals r is 5, so 5 squared. Let's simplify it. This is just going to be x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 5 squared is 25. And that's it. This should actually be plus 1. So this should be actually plus 1. Sorry. We've got the same problem as last time, except now we're going to try it a little bit different. Maybe it'll be easier. Let's just graph the thing and see what we come up with. So I've got a center at 1, 2. So a center is at 1, 2. So here's my center. Is at 1, 2. Do I know my radius?
No.
No, but I know that I've got the point 3, 4 is also on the graph, right? So over 3, up 4. Okay, so this distance in red, that's my radius, I think.
How do we find that out?
How would we find that out?
I think it's 2.
Now, there's a couple ways we can do it. We can do it the same way we did last time. Or we can just kind of swing this point around.
It's 2.
Like this. Yeah, I don't think it's 2 though.
3, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3. Right? If we kind of imagine swinging the point down like this, I think it's going to go right through this point 4, 2.
That's so sweet.
And then what is the distance from the center out to there?
Trace.
3, right? So I think that just by doing that, and we can kind of finish the circle out here. we've got a point here that's 3 away from the radius, a point here that's 3 away, and a point up 1, 2, 3 here that's 3 away, and that's kind of our circle. So your circles don't have to be perfect, they're just kind of sketches.
What did you say?
I'll show you in a second again, okay?
Radius is half the diameter.
Oh, it's a good circle.
Oh no, where did it go? I've done that, my radius is 3, and so if I want the equation of a circle, it's just going to be x minus my, let's see, center is at h, comma, k, so at 1, 2. So x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, oh, I'm running out of space, equals 3 squared. And I can rewrite that again here. So x minus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 3 squared. Okay. So now I'm given the equation of a circle, and I want to graph it. Okay? So I need two things to graph it. I need the radius and center. So my center and radius. What is my radius?
4,
Is it?
It's
16,
no,
Remember, my radius
2 squared.
squared, r squared equals 4.
It's 2 squared.
Right? Remember that this thing over here is r squared. If we think back to our equation. So to find r, I need to take the square root of both sides. So r equals 2. Okay, so my r is 2. To find c, I just need to take c from over here, out of these two numbers. So my h, remember my formula says x minus h, so my h is just 4. Okay. Remember my formula is x minus h, so h is 4. And then I just got to find k. You get this thing at the beginning right here?
No.
Ben.
My hand.
Whenever you get this thing at the beginning, you want to put it in x minus h and y minus k form. So this is actually y minus a negative 2. Okay. So my center is at 4, negative 2. To graph it, it's real simple. All I have to do is go to 4, negative 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. Put my dot. Uh-oh, I'm going to run out of space. My radius is 2. So from the center, I go in every direction 2 points, or 2 segments. 1, 2, so there's a point here. Up 2, left 2, and down 2. And that's my center, like I said, and there's my circle.
Boom.
Okay? So, once again here, I've got the equation. I want to graph it and then find the area. Let's just worry about graphing it now. I need two things. I need the center, and I need r. So the center and r. My radius is going to be, well, since it equals 9, it's going to be 3, right? The square root of 9. Remember, because r squared equals 9. So r is the square root of that number. So r is 3. The center is at negative 1, 3. Right? Because we need to put this in x minus a negative 1 form. Anytime you see a positive, your center is going to be a negative coordinate. And so then all I have to do is graph it. My center is at negative 1, 3. So there's my center. My radius is 3, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3. Down 1, 2, 3. Left 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then draw in my circle. And then I've graphed it. Any questions on the graphing? Okay, now that I've graphed it, I want to find the area. Remember the area formula is A equals pi
R squared.
r squared. What's my r?
3.
Yeah, so A equals pi times 3 squared. So A equals 9 pi, or you can estimate that, is fine too.
28.3.
So A equals 28.3. Okay? And that's it. And so this is your assignment.